When Caitlin Clark calls for new leadership, you're in trouble. However, when the attention starts showing up on National Basketball Association Commissioner Adam Silver, and people start glancing in his direction that this is partially his fault, Engelbert is going to be out, and she's going to be out very quickly.
The WNBA is facing a major shakeup after Caitlin Clark's recent comments caught everyone's attention. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver has stepped in, addressing concerns about the league's management under WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert. What started as private frustration has grown into a serious discussion about the league's direction. Players, coaches, and media voices are all weighing in. Do you think Commissioner Engelbert handled things well? Share your thoughts in the comments below.
Pressure is officially on. It's officially hitting a boiling point. Cathy Engelbert is not the WNBA's future. Look at the rest of this headline. Soon, the commish may not even be its present. It's a wrap. It is a wrap. Absolutely, it is a wrap.
After weeks of public frustration, miscommunication, and concerns over a possible lockout, Adam Silver has personally stepped in to help stabilize the WNBA. This isn't just a PR effort, it's a full-scale intervention. Multiple reports confirm that the NBA is now playing a direct role in managing league operations and mediating player negotiations. The big question: can Silver prevent the WNBA from facing a major collapse, or has the situation already reached a point that's hard to reverse?
Silver is pretty much like the daddy of it all. I know he got a hell of a job. He got to worry about LeBron and Bronny. He got to worry about keeping his league afloat. They ratings tanking too. Now he got to deal with Cathy mismanagement of the WNBA.
The truth is, this crisis didn't happen overnight. The league had been sitting on a ticking time bomb for months. Sources say the situation came to a head during tense meetings between players and league executives. When the players' union triggered the opt-out clause in their collective bargaining agreement, moving its expiration to October 2025, it set off a countdown to chaos. What should have been a routine renegotiation quickly turned into a high-stakes battle for the league's survival.
We can all be honest here. Shit's gonna get done. Shit's gonna get done. It is going to get done. Like, we know that. We all know that, which is the way that the NBA works.
Players accused Engelbert of ignoring their concerns, letting officiating issues pile up, and failing to protect them from public disputes. Trust collapsed almost overnight. By the WNBA Finals, off-court drama overshadowed the games. Arenas had empty sections, and TV ratings dropped. The breaking point came when reports said star players might boycott next season unless Engelbert was removed. Some even suggested a strike that could threaten 2026. For the first time, insiders questioned whether the WNBA could survive another year under current leadership.
It's looking, might not be no 2026 season. And just like I stated, Cathy whole relationship situation is not good at all. They could put in there that Cathy got to step down before they sign anything, which would be ugly for the league. But hell, at this point, I can't blame them. Cathy can't be trusted, and she definitely got.
That's when Adam Silver stepped in as the NBA's top executive, responsible for funding and overseeing the WNBA. He couldn't let another leadership collapse damage the sport. Sources say Silver had warned Engelbert months earlier to improve player relations and modernize league operations. She dismissed the advice, claiming the league was at its strongest ever, a statement that may have sealed her fate.
Engelbert at the helm, the WNBA has experienced its greatest glow-up. Still, her allies seem harder to find than a salad at a barbecue. She's got nobody in her corner anymore. She does not have anybody in her corner. Perhaps even more important, the public dissent from the players, the owners, who tend to care more about revenue than anything, aren't lining up in unison behind the scenes. The owners, she works for the owners. Adam Silver works for the owners. The owners are no longer behind Kathy Engelbert. Yikes.
When Silver addressed the situation from NBA headquarters in New York, he was diplomatic but firm. He called the WNBA's struggles growing pains, but the message was clear: the league was on the edge, and he was paying close attention. While acknowledging Engelbert's successes, he stressed that player satisfaction and trust were now the top priorities. In other words, the NBA was taking control. That single press appearance instantly flipped the power dynamic. Engelbert was no longer in charge, and everyone knew it.
NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, on the heels of several prominent WNBA players' criticism, league Commissioner Kathy for lack of accountability and leadership, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver on Monday adding his voice on the decision. In remarks made on October the 6th at NBC Sports headquarters, Adam Silver acknowledged the WNBA is experiencing growing pains. Whoa, he's saying growing pains.
Silver's involvement isn't about ego, it's about protecting a billion-dollar investment. The NBA has poured resources into growing the WNBA, especially after Caitlin Clark's arrival, which boosted ratings, sold out arenas, and record merchandise sales. Losing that momentum due to mismanagement wasn't an option. Silver knows what's at stake: the credibility of women's basketball and the NBA's reputation. Yet just as he tried to stabilize the league, Engelbert made things worse. At a press conference meant to calm lockout rumors, she dismissed criticism as media noise and insisted she was here to stay. The backlash was immediate. Players saw arrogance, fans saw delusion, and social media exploded.
Unprecedented popularity colliding with rampant player dissatisfaction just ahead of the expiration of its collective bargaining agreement at the end of the month. And just like I told y'all earlier today, this whole collective bargaining, this is the month, man. We gonna find out this month whether or not there's going to be some type of situation with this league that will be going on a lockout.
What was meant to show strength only exposed how out of touch Engelbert had become. The WNBA Players Association was blindsided: no consultation, no coordination. Communication broke down, emails unanswered, calls ignored. What she saw as control proved she had lost it. ESPN questioned her leadership, and NBA insiders hinted Silver was unhappy. Her failure to address officiating and player concerns symbolized the league's problems. Veterans planned to push her out, rookies worried about their future. Frustration turned to fear. The WNBA was collapsing from within.
Because Engelbert reports to NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, multiple NBA sources were queried by The Athletic about Engelbert, and privately, some wonder if Collier is set in motion a wave that leads to a new executive face. Already set in motion. Yikes. WNBA and NBA sources speaking on the condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to speak publicly said that they think this might accelerate change that was already coming. So she was already out. This is about to speed it up.
From that moment, the story changed completely. Engelbert, once hailed as the architect of growth, became the face of dysfunction. Her leadership wasn't pioneering, it was toxic. What should have been the WNBA's golden age under Caitlin Clark turned into a PR disaster. The league wasn't just struggling, it was unraveling. Adam Silver was now the only one with the power and credibility to fix it. But even as he acted, problems multiplied. Collective bargaining talks meant to stabilize the league became open warfare. The players' union, frustrated by pay inequality and poor conditions, wasn't just asking for change, they were demanding it.
He should just own up and step down. I believe that's what should happen. Kathy needed to just walk away, going off into the sunset. Well, the half-bright sunset, I should say, because it ain't going to be a good goodbye. But I feel like at this point, she going to have to step down.
The union made its stance clear: no more promises without results. Years of growth speeches hadn't fixed the basics: travel delays, inconsistent facilities, and unfair marketing budgets. Some teams trained in multi-million-dollar arenas, others in borrowed gyms. One player reportedly said, "We can't play for a league that doesn't play for us," a quote that went viral. The WNBA was on the brink of a lockout. Silver warned that a lockout wouldn't just hurt the league, it would damage basketball as a whole. Every sponsorship, broadcast deal, and ounce of goodwill was at stake. "Fix it or lose it," he reportedly said, sending shockwaves through the room.
At least a few of the owners who also have NBA franchises, so powerful owners, are among those who would not mind a new commissioner. NBA owners want a new commissioner now. It's over. It's over. It's not a small thing for ownership to not back their representative. That's what a commissioner is primary, a spokesperson for the owners. Yikes.
Silver's tone was calm but final. This wasn't a warning, it was an ultimatum. Either the WNBA restored trust with its players, or the NBA would take full control. Angelbert's refusal to step aside only deepened the crisis, while players hardened their stance. It was no longer about contracts or conditions, it was about survival. Could the WNBA survive under Angelbert, or would Silver have to clean house? Within minutes, Silver admitted that the league's biggest problem wasn't money or ratings, it was trust. For insiders, it was a thunderclap. The NBA was now taking charge. Reports soon confirmed that Silver's office was overseeing parts of the collective bargaining process, with legal and labor specialists guiding negotiations to prevent a shutdown. The WNBA was now under emergency management, essentially a branch of the NBA's crisis response. For the first time, Silver showed frustration. Known for patience, he was now cleaning up a crisis that should never have happened. He saw the league's potential, especially with Caitlin Clark sparking mainstream attention, but also how fragile that progress had become under Angelbert. Every mistake, every mishandled controversy had eroded years of credibility. Silver wasn't just putting out fires, he was rebuilding the foundation before it collapsed. After Silver's statement, headlines exploded. Some called him the savior of women's basketball, others accused him of protecting Angelbert. Social media split, some demanded full NBA oversight, others warned against it. But inside WNBA locker rooms, players finally felt heard. Someone with real power was paying attention. Behind the scenes, tensions between the commissioners were high. Angelbert reportedly felt blindsided as Silver quietly stripped her authority. The league may still have her name on the letterhead, but she no longer held the reins. While Silver praised her for expanding sponsorships and boosting viewership during Caitlin Clark's debut, it was calculated. His follow-up made it clear, relationships with players needed rebuilding. He drew a line between progress made and trust lost. When reporters asked if he still had full confidence in Angelbert, he gave no direct endorsement, just a gesture of unity, effectively putting her under supervision. Adam Silver, known for precision, made it clear his takeover wasn't temporary, it was permanent. Meanwhile, one name dominated the chaos: Caitlin Clark. She wasn't just the WNBA's brightest star, she was the reason fans were still watching. Ticket sales, merchandise, and national broadcasts all surged because of her, but Angelbert's mismanagement exposed the league's flaws. Clark's constant fouls, lack of protection from referees, and uneven promotion highlighted dysfunction. Fans saw Angelbert's silence as a personal insult to the player carrying the league. What should have been the WNBA's golden age became a credibility crisis. Silver recognized her importance immediately. Clark wasn't just a player, she was the league's future. Losing her trust would set the WNBA back decades. Behind the scenes, he pushed executives to protect her image and harness her momentum, while Angelbert's team treated it as a problem to contain. Silver's next move was decisive. He publicly praised Clark as a transformative figure for the sport. Silver's praise of Caitlin Clark wasn't just a compliment, it was a rebuke of Angelbert. The league's strength rested on Clark while leadership unraveled. Behind the scenes, The NBA set up an advisory group to prepare for Angelbert's exit, reviewing contracts, buyouts, and interim leadership. Owners backed the plan, knowing change was needed before the $2.2 billion broadcast renewal. Silver's credibility stood in sharp contrast to Angelbert's failing image. Rumors of her resignation spread, with players hinting at change online. Her tenure was ending. Angelbert tried to appear unfazed, but missing key meetings fueled speculation. Once a symbol of progress, she had become the face of decline. With the October 2025 CBA deadline near, the WNBA faces a crisis. The union demands reform, or no season. For players, it's about respect, not just salaries. Silver has been quietly meeting with owners, sponsors, and player reps, preparing for a leadership overhaul. Even Caitlin Clark hinted, "We just want a league worth fighting for." The league's survival now rests on Silver, whose oversight has become a full-scale takeover. If Angelbert doesn't step aside, Silver may make the choice for her. Do you think Kathy Angelbert fumbled the bag? Comment below, like, and subscribe.